Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. On to a few national stories. As we celebrate 63 years of independence today, the situation in Kashmir is worsening and is one of the biggest challenges before the country. Not surprising then that it came up in the Prime Minister's address to the nation. But Dr. Singh's message today also had something else, a warning for Pakistan.
There is no place like the Red Fort to do it. On issues that besiege his government, the Prime Minister was out to do image correction. So he issued 4 appeals and a warning. First, he warned Pakistan that terror and talks won't go along.
अगर ऐसा नहीं हो पाता तो बातचीत का कोई भी सिलसिला बहुत आगे नहीं बढ़ पाएगा.
With political efforts failing to calm Kashmir and the state government searching for an end, Singh issued this appeal.
कि वो लोकतांत्रिक तौर तरीकों से अपनी और देश की बेहतरी के लिए हमारे साथ मिलकर काम करें.
Last year he called red terror the biggest threat to the country. But now the political landscape stands altered. The Congress is against the tough on terror line. Their ally Mamta wants talks. Manmohan's signal was that Mamta and the Congress's line of talks and human touch was government policy now.
नक्सलवादियों से अपील करता हूं कि वो हिंसा का रास्ता छोड़कर सरकार के साथ बातचीत करें.
For the last 6 years, Singh hadn't made a single promise in his address. So today, even on the price rise issue, instead of a promise, he appealed to the people to understand the reasons for price rise.
कि कोई भी व्यक्ति या संस्था लंबे समय तक अपनी आमदनी से ज्यादा खर्च नहीं कर सकती, चाहे वो सरकार ही क्यों न हो.
His fourth appeal was on his clear and present worry, the scandal-hit Commonwealth Games.
कि सभी देशवासी इन खेलों को एक राष्ट्रीय त्योहार के रूप में लेकर उन्हें सफल बनाने में कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ेंगे. जय हिंद.
But this Independence Day was also marred with a disgraceful event. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah is the latest to get the shoe treatment, and that too on the prestigious Independence Day. A shoe was thrown at Omar Abdullah while he was hoisting the flag. The shoe did not hit Omar, but the shoe was thrown by an assistant sub-inspector who had been suspended earlier. His name is Abdullah Ahad Jan. He was in civilian clothes. The man then raised flags, black flags and also slogans. Now, a criminal case has been registered against him in May. Now, the police is probing how come a suspended policeman managed to reach the VIP area at the Independence Day function. Meanwhile, 15 security personnel have also been suspended due to this breach. Omar Abdullah, however, was unfazed by the incident. Following the incident and echoing what the Prime Minister said in his speech, Omar asked the youth to abjure from violence and said, "You can throw shoes, but not stones."
अगर हाथ में झुका रहा पत्थर नहीं तो मुझे लगता है इससे बेहतर इलाज का कोई तरीका हो ही नहीं.
The 2 militants have been killed in the encounter between militants and security forces in the Rajouri district of Jammu and Kashmir. An army major, a policeman and a civilian have been injured. The encounter began on Saturday and it's a joint operation of army and the state police. A group of terrorists jumped out of a house into the adjoining maize fields to escape. 2 of them now have been killed. The first meeting of the group of ministers on Commonwealth Games was held today. In fact, this after an emergency meeting by the Prime Minister yesterday on the Games hit by corruption scandals. The Prime Minister said that the group of ministers headed by Urban Development Minister Jaipal Reddy should meet immediately and frequently. Apart from Reddy, Sports Minister M.S. Gill, Delhi Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit and Organising Committee Chairman Suresh Kalmari attended today's meeting. The group is empowered to take all decisions relating to the Games, and for any major decision, Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee will take a final call. Also, the Cabinet Secretary will now liaise closely with the GOM, and the Committee of Secretaries headed by him will have jurisdiction over the Organising Committee.
Prime Minister has spoken enough. about the action to be taken on the alleged irregularities. But at the moment, our focus is on delivery of games. That was the message of Prime Minister. That would also be my request.
Two farmers have died and a policeman succumbed to his injuries at the Tapal village about 80 kilometers from Aligarh after angry farmers clashed with the police. About 24 farmers are also injured in the clash that began last evening. Farmers of 6 neighboring villages are asking for a hike in the compensation after their land was acquired for their Yamuna Expressway. Farmers in 3 villages have also broken the boundary walls and reclaimed their land in the past week. The situation became tense yesterday as farmers had issued an ultimatum saying they will reclaim the rest of the land. Now, an amicable solution has been reached between Dr. Jawahar Palniappan and Mr. Varadarajan in the Kumudam ownership issue. Now, there was an ownership dispute between the two which led to Varadarajan's arrest in April this year. The issue also rocked the Tamil Nadu Assembly. Now, even the Chief Minister had expressed that an amicable solution was needed to safeguard the interest of Kumudam publication. Today, the two signed an MOU at the Hindu's editor-in-chief N. Ram's residence. Varadarajan will own the 2 magazines currently in the group, but Dr. Palniappan will own the remaining 7 magazines of the Kumudam group. And yet another blow to India's ongoing cricket tri-series. Yuvraj Singh has been ruled out of Monday's ODI against Sri Lanka after being diagnosed with dengue. Yuvraj had been battling poor form and fitness for quite some time, and this latest setback just adds to his miseries. The injury-ravaged team is already without pace spearhead Zaheer Khan and opener Gautam Gambhir. India lost the opening match to New Zealand by a massive 200 runs and the need to win on Monday to remain afloat in the series. Now, a chess competition for the visually challenged was held today. It drew players from across the state. Their enthusiasm was a source of inspiration for others.
86 visually challenged players went about their strategies in the state-level chess tournament. Tension and excitement were visible among the young contestants. It appeared their inability to see was hardly a barrier.
There will be some pitch to find some difference between the dark and light squares. And then a screw will be fitted to a coin to find the difference between whether it is white or black coins.
The participants came from different parts of the state, and most of them have no formal training in chess. The winner belonged to Madurai.
I win பண்ணதுக்கு காரணம் ஐஏபி ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் தான் மேடம். எனக்கு மாஸ்டரோ வேற யாருமோ சொல்லி கொடுத்தது இல்லை. நான் அடுத்து வர்ற டோர்னமெண்ட்ல எல்லாம் பண்ணிடுவேன் மேடம். கலந்துக்கிடுவேன் மேடம்.
Organizers of the event, Netrodaya, a home for the differently abled underprivileged people, expressed concern at the lack of sporting events for the blind.
So most of the sporting clubs, they are not conducting games for the visually challenged, and we want to send across a strong message that visually challenged are able to perform in all levels. Chess is a game where the visually challenged doesn't need any kind of assistance. They're able to play as normal as anybody would play.
Tournaments like these instill confidence in the young contestants and exposure, which is a powerful inspiration for all of us. In Chennai, Pratiksha Ramkumar, NDTV Hindu.
Now, if you're a Jeep enthusiast, this could be interesting to you. The Pala Challenge for Jeepers drew 66 participants from different parts of India and Sri Lanka. The Jeepers say it is not for sissies. Find out what they mean.
It is the 5th edition of the Pala Challenge, where Jeepers are presented 16 challenges to tackle on difficult terrains, riverbeds, slush, marsh and rocky ground. Practically impossible to conquer, but some Jeepers successfully managed with a few.
Journey has been toughest, and every year, we learn a lot of new things. No matter how much we plan, how much we prepare, still every terrain, every time the sand pulls dust down, and we have to prove our machines, and missions break down, and still it's purely a mind and team game.
The Jeepers believe strength and confidence comes from passion for Jeep rides, and there's no place for fear.
Very dangerous and all, but it's more challenging. See, speed, you can drive on road maximum speed, but this is not speed, it is power.
production of jeeps is sporadic because of the cost involved in building and maintaining jeeps. Organizers of the Pallad Challenge say automobile majors should come forward and support this sport.
None of the vehicles that you've seen today over here, out of the 33 vehicles, none of them are stock vehicles. Every one has been modified. So what happens is the big companies, automobile manufacturers, they cannot participate because their vehicles do not meet the specifications. They cannot do what these vehicles are doing. So it's sort of, they are not interested in coming up.
Real jeeps are built and not bought. Each jeep is unique and assembled carefully to suit the jeepers' requirements. Participants say after Pallad, Himalayas is their next target, which they call the Mecca of Off-Road Challenge. In Chennai with Sudarshan, Minal Shah, NDTV Hindu.
Well, that's all we have for you now, but before we wrap this bulletin, a look at the history of India's national anthem. Let's celebrate with the true spirit of independence. Jai Hind.
Janagana mana adhinayak jaya he Bharat bhagya vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravid Utkal Banga Vindhya Himachal Yamuna Ganga Uchchal Jaladhi Taranga तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा